Thanks, Helen, and welcome to Chair Yoga. Sometimes I'm going to move my chair in closer so I'm a little larger on the screen, and sometimes I'll move it back so you can see more the totality of the action. And I think there is a way sometimes you can pin the speaker and make my image bigger if that is helpful for you. So whatever you're sitting on, start to sit a little closer to the edge of your seat. So you want to be on the edge of the seat so that the feet are grounded. And when we sit closer to the edge of the seat, it forces us to kind of sit up taller. We can't slump back here, otherwise we'll tip backwards. But if we sit here, we have a little forward tilt in the pelvis. We sit up a little straighter, and then let the back of the hands rest on the thighs, palms face up, elbows close to the ribs. So you feel this comfortable, open posture. And take these first few moments of the class to close the eyes and notice how you feel. Notice if you feel comfortable. And if you don't feel comfortable, see if there's a small adjustment you can make so you feel a little more comfortable. And if you feel like you're slumping, see if you can sit up a little taller. You might even bring the shoulders back a little bit and let the crown of the head float up. I like to think of the head as a big balloon filled with helium, so it feels nice and light. It kind of lifts up, floats up. So there's no pressure on the neck, but the shoulders are back and down and relaxed. Relax the arms. Now, if you can, I'm going to ask you to try and breathe in through the nose. And the reason we do that is breathing in through the nose is very healthy. It's a healthy practice. Breathing in through the nose cleans the air, warms the air, moistens the air. And it stimulates the brain a little differently than if we breathe in through the mouth. Some people like to breathe out through the nose as well. But you can also breathe out through the mouth if that feels more comfortable. Slowly let each new breath become a little deeper. So each new breath, take in a little bit more air without straining. Without tightening the jaw, let the jaw relax. And you can slow your breathing down if that's possible. So the deeper, slower breath is also a gentle breath. We're not forcing the breath. And you might be surprised that when you've breathed in, you might think, well, I can't breathe in anymore. And then suddenly there's a pause and the lungs just naturally expand a little more and you can take a little more breath in. It's like this second expansion takes place. And when you breathe in, practice relaxing. So you relax as you breathe in. And the next skill I'm going to ask you to try is a little more challenging, and it's to do with breathing out. As you breathe out, gently tighten the belly, pull the navel back towards the spine, concave the belly, and then relax to breathe in. So we're tightening the belly as we breathe out, making the belly smaller. and we relax the belly as we breathe in, the belly expands. And for some people, that's going to feel unnatural. But believe it or not, that's called the natural breath. It's like as you breathe out, you're trying to fit into a tight pair of jeans, and you pull the belly back, squeeze the belly, then relax to inhale, belly expands. That's it. Now, if you practice this kind of breathing, it helps calm the nervous system now. The nervous system will start to respond. After only a short number of breaths, we start to relax the nervous system. And don't worry if you don't get it right in the first try. This takes a while to learn and get good at. Now notice as you're breathing like this, can you feel the back, the low back, the tailbone? Can you feel how it's moving with the breath? So as you breathe in, the belly expands, the tailbone lifts, there's a little arch in the back. And as you breathe out and pull the navel back, the tailbone starts to tuck. There's a little stretch in the back, you start to round the low back. Once again, if you can't feel all this straight away, don't worry. It takes a while to get in touch with all these small nuances of feelings in the body. But just practicing for 5 or 6 minutes a day, just the breath, can make a big difference. Now the next thing we do is we coordinate movement with the breath. The next time you inhale, bring the arms out to the side and lift the arms up above the head to the range of motion that feels right for you. Exhale, float the hands out beside you so it looks like you're a big bird flying in slow motion. And we might all be moving our wings at a different speed because we're probably all breathing at a different speed. So don't worry about anybody else's speed. You might be moving faster than me or slower than me. But each time I breathe in, I'm lifting up, palms face up, and maybe the fingers touch, so I get a little stretch. And as I breathe out, the palms face down, and I start to bring the hands closer to my knees, so there's a little rounding in the spine. Inhale, lift up, reach up, stretch. Exhale, float down, float the hands towards the knees, the shoulders come forward a little bit. We're going to exaggerate the movement by moving the head with the hands. As you lift up, bring the chin up, look up, reach up, stretch. And as you exhale, float the hands down and the chin comes towards the chest and you round the back and stretch the back. Now some of you might even like to pause sometimes and just feel, if you're enjoying the stretch and the reach and the looking up, you might hold this for 2 or 3 breaths if it makes you feel good. And some of you might prefer the other position of bringing the hands to the knees, dropping the chin to the chest and stretching open the shoulder blades and getting that stretch in the back. And you might stay here for 2 or 3 breaths. And there might be some of you who just keep moving the whole time. But this is a great way to open up. And some of you might find moving the head is a little discombobulating, so you might leave the head steady. That's okay too. Now the next time you lift up, look up and say, Alleluia. Alleluia makes you feel good. That's a great word to make you feel good. Alleluia. Yippee, Yahoo, whatever. And then take that left hand down to the chair. and lean to the left. Let your left ear come towards the left shoulder. So we change the direction of the spine here. We open up the rib cage. Now the further you go down, the further you lean over, the harder this gets. The more the muscles have to work. So you find that level of delicious discomfort, and then inhale, come up. Reach up. Now if your arm gets tired, you could also do this with the arms down and just lean to one side with the arms down. By lifting the arm up, you make it a little more challenging. So once again, look for your level of delicious discomfort. Inhale, reach up. We're going to float from side to side here. Hands up or down. Exhale, one side. Inhale, up. Exhale, other side. And you can make your arms do a nice, graceful, flowing motion, like seaweed under the ocean being pushed side to side. That's the spine. Remember, you can rest whenever you've had enough. Always important to listen to your body. Check in with your body. This is one of my favorites. It really wakes me up, wakes up the ribs. Let's do a few just with the hands down and see how that feels. Like you're on a little boat, rocking from side to side. Go nice and slowly. And then start to slow down so the rocking gets smaller and smaller. Smaller and smaller. Until you start to feel a nice, equally balanced, back to balance. Your feet have the same weight. Right? The sit bones have the same weight, and your head's not forward and it's not backwards. It's right over the center of the spine. So can you see how the balance comes in? So balance is so important. You've got to feel the balance. Am I balanced? No, I'm leaning to the right. I can feel more weight on the right sit bone, on the right foot. Am I balanced this side? No. So I'm looking for that equal balance where my head is over the shoulders, over the hips. So most of the time we're unbalanced. We're always looking to come back into balance. So balance is something you always work with. It's like cleaning the house. You've got to keep cleaning it. You can't just clean it once. You've got to keep working on it. All right, let's come into the last two directions of the spine, the rotations. Take your left hand, bring it behind you and grab the back of the chair. And if you don't have a back of a chair, you can take that left hand and tuck it into the waistline of the pants and bring your left shoulder back. And as long as you're not pregnant, you can cross the right hand over the front of the body. If you're pregnant, you can just leave that right hand out like that. Notice the position of my chin. It's over the chest, so I'm not turning the head. The head is nice and comfortable where it is. What I'm twisting here are the shoulders, the thoracic spine. Now sit up tall here. Shoulders back and down. And smile. We want the Mona Lisa smile here. There you go. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly turn the head to the right. So your head's turning in the opposite direction to the shoulders. Now, as long as it doesn't make you dizzy, we're going to start to turn the head with each breath. Inhale the head back to neutral, chin over chest. Exhale the head to the left, towards the twisted shoulder. Inhale the head to neutral. Exhale the head to the right. So we're moving it very slowly in both directions. And we start to see that the head can swivel independently of the shoulders. So the spine is this amazing architectural masterpiece that allows the cervical spine, the thoracic spine, and the lumbar spine to all move in different directions simultaneously. The next time you breathe in, relax the arms, relax the shoulders, then slowly unwind. And let's pause here. Let's take a few breaths, close the eyes, and notice the impact of the twist. So sometimes the greatest part of our yoga is not doing the shape, but feeling what happens after the shape has been let go. How did it impact us? Sometimes in our yoga we go too quickly and we forget this part. This is a very important part of our yoga. How are you feeling after a twist? Let's try the other side. Take the right hand, bring it behind, hold the chair or your clothing. If you're using your clothing, you can grab the waistline of the pants. The right shoulder comes back, but you still sit up tall. The left hand can cross over to the right leg, so you're crossing over. This is great work for the brain as well, simply because we're crossing over left and right. For some reason, the brain loves to be cross-stimulated like that. Once again, the head is comfortable. Chin over chest. Take a deeper breath in. Exhale, turn the head to the left. Inhale the head to neutral. Very good. Your posture looks great. And keep going slowly with the breath. Turning the head from one side to the other. And feeling the nice stretch you get in the neck when you do that. The next time you breathe in, you can relax the hands. And sit still once again with the eyes closed and notice after all that breath work, all that spinal movement, how are you feeling? And slide the hands down to your knees and squeeze the knees. Hold on to the knees and start to turn your torso in a circle. Now once again, your circle might be small, it might be big. I'd like you to experiment. What's your range of motion where this feels really delicious? And then think about the speed at which you're turning. Could you go slower? Does slower feel better? Now here's the hard part of this one. Notice when you breathe out and breathe in. See if there's a natural sequence. I like to breathe out when I come forward, and I like to breathe in when I come back and up. So suddenly my breathing synchronizes to the movement. And this is really yoga at its highest level. Noticing when you breathe and move. So that's a lot for the brain to pay attention to, is this synchronization of breath and movement. The next time you come up, we're going to pause And then slowly go back the other way. Does it feel different to move in the opposite direction? How is the breathing as you move in the opposite direction? Now you might breathe in when you come down and breathe out when you come up. That's also interesting. That's a different experience. That's what I'm doing on this side. I'm breathing in when I come down and out when I come up. And I like that too. So we see that the way the breath likes to move isn't always a cookie cutter. And I like to think of this as lubricating the joints. We're lubricating where the spine inserts into the pelvis, the hips, all getting a little bit of WD-40. And then pause. All right. Now I do have blocks. Sometimes I recommend that you have blocks or something to put your feet on at times. I'm going to put my blocks to one side now. The next stretch is to stretch the back of the legs. I'm going to move my chair back a little bit so you can see this. Let the hands grab your chair, grab your seat, and then push your hips forward as far as you can, right to the edge of the seat, and straighten both legs out. And move your hands back as far as you can. That feels good. Now, can you see my toes here are curled back? I'm pushing through the heel bones. I'm getting a delicious stretch in the calf muscles right now. Can you feel that? And then roll the shoulders back. And some of you who have strong arms, I want you to push down on the seat and lift your hips off the chair, and you get some strength work here. You can feel that in the arms. Keep breathing for 3, 2, slowly, carefully come back, bend the knees, and sit up straight. Good job. I'll bring my chair in closer again. And this time, let's take the left leg and open it out 90 degrees. So I've widened the hips. Some of you can go wider, but what I'd ask you to do is don't go past 90 degrees. Just go 90 degrees. Some of you may not be able to open the hips 90 degrees. It might be 60 degrees, 40 degrees. That's okay. Just do what feels delicious. Grab hold of the knees. Grab hold of the knees or the thighs. And dip down your left shoulder and push your left knee away. Whew. So you get a nice internal stretch there. Inhale, come up. Exhale, we'll do the opposite side. So push that right knee away, drop the right shoulder. Keep the right arm straight. Left arm can bend. Your head comes down towards the knee a little bit, but you get that nice opening and stretch. Inhale, come up. And we're going to try that once more on each side. Drop down the left shoulder. Oh, push that left leg away. Inhale, come up. Exhale, opposite side. Push. And come up. Bring that left leg back. Can you feel the hips feel a little more opened here? A little more, yeah, good. Let's take that right knee out to the right. We're going to do the same on this side. So right knee, 90 degrees. Left knee, hold, squeeze just above the knee joints, top of the thigh. Let's dip the right shoulder down and push that right leg away. Some of you might be able to feel a nice stretch in the low back here too. Inhale, come up. Push the left thigh away, drop the left shoulder. on up. Once more on each side in your own time. When you come up after that last stretch, bring your feet back together. Now we're going to do some dynamic hip opening. And if you get tired at all, just pause and rest. And when you're ready, come back in. We're just going to work with the left knee. I'm tapping my right knee, but I'm pretending it's my left knee because, you know, on Zoom, everything goes the opposite direction. So I'm calling it my left knee, but it's really my right knee. So don't get too confused. Left knee. Everybody tap their left knee. All right, good. Then open to the left, 90 degrees, and then bring it back. So that's all we're doing. We're just opening the left, closing the left. So as we do that, we move the muscles and the joints. We lubricate the hips again. It starts to get warm. Blood flow goes there. Now, what I want to see some of you do, if you can, is I want you to make it harder for yourself. So instead of just opening and closing, I want you to take your left hand, and as you open, I want you to push against the leg, so the left leg has to work to open. And then when you close, you push against the left leg to make it harder to close. So you're engaging the core of the body, you're engaging the arm and the chest to make it harder for the leg to open and close. Now you might be thinking, why are we making life harder? That's a good question. Why are we making life harder? Very good question. So we make it harder in yoga so that your life off the mat gets easier. That's why. We want to strengthen these muscles to help stabilize the knee joint, so your knee joint doesn't have to suffer when you're walking around. We want to make these muscles around the knee joint. And the last one, and pause. Close your eyes, become still, relax, and notice. Can you feel somewhere your vibrance, your energy level feels a little more perky? A little more perky because you've been making things harder for yourself. So we want to make things harder for ourselves so that we can enjoy life and our energy a little more. That's one way to look at it. All right, let's open up the other side. Same thing, open and close. That right thigh is out and in. Take your time, get used to the movement. Rest if you need to. Sometimes people like to come into grab the knees and turn in a circle again if they get tired. All right, let's add resistance here. That right hand is going to make life harder for that leg. The right leg might speak to the right hand after class and admonish it. Why are you making life harder for me? And the hand, with all compassion, is going to say, to make you stronger. I want you to be stronger. And that's what it is. We're trying to make our bodies stronger and more flexible in yoga so that we don't mind living in this old body. I'm saying old for me, not you. All right, 2 and 1 more. And rest. Now you can rest in stillness, what I'm going to recommend is you grab your knees and you do some circles here. And notice how that feels on the spine, on the low back. And your circles can be small or big. I'm just going to ask that you do your circles slowly. And then reverse direction, circle the opposite direction. And then pause. Let's stretch the back of the legs again. Bring your sit bones close to the edge of whatever you're sitting on. Lean back and grab your seat. Now you'll notice as I lean back, I pull the shoulder blades back. Straighten those legs out. Push out through the heel bone and feel the stretch. Some of you are going to lift your hips up and do some arm strength here. Exhale, come down. So I wasn't sure if I saw a question pop up there. We're going to prepare for our warriors. Take that left knee, tap the left knee, make sure you got that left knee. Open it up, 90 degrees. Grab your seat, put your hands on the seat. Heel toe that right leg out until your right leg is moving to the right, but it's now straight. And you want the foot flat on the floor. You even want the pinky toe flat on the floor. And that's going to give you a really nice big stretch on the internal thigh here. You feel that? Good. Bring your left hand onto your left knee. And start to bring the right shoulder back a little bit. So you bring the right shoulder back and it kind of twists the torso a little bit. Float your right hand out behind you and look back at that right hand. And if you can, spread the fingers gently open so you have a nice wide hand here. The palm of the hand's facing the ground. Inhale, bring the head to neutral. Keep that hand out. Exhale, turn the head to the left so the head is pointing in the same direction as the knee, the bent knee. And then float that left hand out and feel your warrior two. That's it. Now let's pretend we're an airplane. Feel your wings come back. Wings come forward. So you're just letting your wings drive you in warrior two. Up. That's it. Good. Two. Now remember, if you get tired, you can land your airplane and just relax. Now the next time we bring the right hand back, we're going to stay back there. Bring it back, 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 back. Touch the leg and bring the left hand up, 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 up. Get a big stretch. And then slowly release. Let yourself melt slowly back. Let your legs become soft. Grab the seat of the chair. Whoo, that's a big hip opener. That's a big hip opener. That's why they say hip, hip, hooray. When we get the hips that open, it's like your whole life just goes, yay. I need to take a rest. Let's grab the knees, do a couple of circles in each direction, not too fast. That's it. Take your time, take your time. Movement is medicine. Movement is medicine. Let's do another nice stretch on the back of the legs. Sit bones forward. Grab the back of the chair, lean back, straighten those legs. Toes curled back. Some of you are going to lift the hips off. A little bit of strength work in the arms. Exhale, come down. Bend the knees. Should we try the other side? All right, here we go. Right knee out. Heel toe the left leg straight to the left. Pinky toe grounded. Pinky toe grounded. So you get that nice stretch. Bring the left shoulder back and look to your left, behind your left shoulder. Float the left hand out. Spread the hands gently. Gently turn the head to neutral and then to the right. So the neck has got the twist, different from the shoulders. Float the right hand out. There's our warrior two. Now let's go into our aeroplane dives. Just lifting one wing, dipping the other from side to side, just feeling the ribs wake up. If your arms get tired, you can bring them down. And then the next time you come to warrior two, drop that back hand, drop, 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 and lift that front arm. Big reverse warrior here. And then gently release. Melt down. Grab the chair. Relax the legs. Now you might want to just sit still, or you might want to do circles, or you might want to do leg stretches. So you've got all those options. What is your body saying? What do I need right now? Do I need to be still? Do I need to whirl the spine? Or do I need to stretch the legs? And whatever you choose is right. And it might be very different from what I'm doing. So you learn how to listen to your body. Now, somebody brought up the issue of balance earlier today. So we're gonna do a little bit of balance work, if everybody's okay with that. So for the balance work, I'm going to ask you to stand. So you're going to come off your chair or your seat. You're going to stand. And then you want to be next to a wall or a chair. Where you are supported. So this is what it looks like if the chair is on my left. So the chair is on my left, I'm standing on the right side of the chair. So we'll try and get in the same position. If you're against the wall, it looks like this. The hand is on the wall, holding me in balance. Now, if you have something like a block handy, I'm going to ask you to take the block and put it on the right side. The chair is on the left, the block is on the right, and I'm in between. Now that we've stretched and strengthened the muscles, our joints are in a good position for balance. So now we learn the skills of balance. Keep holding the wall or the chair. Now, as you inhale, lean towards the chair, towards the left, and feel how the weight comes into the left leg. And then inhale back to neutral. Try that again. Inhale to the left. Feel the weight come into the left leg. And then back to neutral. Can you feel how you just shift a little bit to one side, how the weight comes into one leg and the weight comes off the other leg? You feel that? So this is what balance is all about. It's shifting our weight from one side to another. The next time you shift to the left, lift up the right knee, take a breath or two, and then drop. Come back to neutral. Let's try that again. Lean to the left, strengthen the left leg, so make the left leg nice and stable. Have your eyes look at something steady, and then lift that right knee up. Keep your eyes steady. Keep breathing, and then gently drop. So we want the eyes to be steady. We want the standing leg to be strong, and we want to keep breathing. And now for the hardest part, smile. We want you to smile as well, all right? So now you've got it. So here's your balance. Lean, strengthen the leg, eyes steady, lift the leg, smile, and breathe. There you go. Now I'm going to bring the block a little closer to that right foot. So next time I lean into that left leg, I lift the right knee and I turn the right leg and rest it on the block. So my right foot is now on the block with my left knee turned. Now some of you might feel steady enough to let go of the chair here into tree pose. And if you're not steady, you hold the chair or the wall with one hand. Now some of you might like to try this. Bring your right hand to the hip and see if you could take your right foot onto the standing leg, so you're only standing on one leg with the right foot pressing into the calf muscle, into your tree pose. So here's your balance. You've broken it down. You're breathing. You keep your eyes steady. You might feel yourself wobble a little bit, but that's part of balance. You've always got the chair to hold onto or the wall. Exhale, drop the hand, drop the foot, and notice, because you've been standing on one foot, that one leg might feel a little warm, a little activated. What I say, it's like putting a molten piece of steel. You've put it into the fire, you've melted the steel, and now it's come out and it's going to get hard and strong. So that standing leg is getting stronger because we've been putting weight on it. It's also going to be good for bone density. Now we can repeat this and go to that block again, or for those who have a little bit more range of motion, I want you to lean into the right leg and lift the left knee, the knee closest to the chair, and drop it. Come back to neutral. I'm still holding the chair or the wall, but I'm leaning into the right leg, up and down, neutral. So my left leg is coming up higher now. And this time I'm going to lift it so high I can put it on the chair. So some of you might like to do that. Some of you might be on the block. Now look, once again, I have tree pose. If I feel steady, I let go with my hand. And I feel that weight mainly in the standing leg and a little bit of weight in the bent leg. For those who want to try it, bring your left hand down, right hand onto the hip. You might bring your foot up against the thigh above the knee joint. Yeah, very good. And don't forget to smile. Exhale, release. So you can you see how much is in balance? Balance isn't just this thing, it's something we need to practice over and over again. All right, we're going to change sides. So I'm going to move my chair to this side. You can do whatever you need to do. It's good if you can watch me. I have the block on the left, the chair on the right. So now I'm going to go into a whole different set of feelings. I'm going to rock left to right. I feel how the center of balance comes onto my right leg and then back to the left. I'm holding the chair or the wall, it's nice and stable. Now the next time I lean towards the chair, towards that right leg, I'm going to strengthen the right leg, so make it strong, like a trunk of a tree. Lift the left knee and feel the weight shift into that right leg. And then drop. Come back to neutral. Notice how the right leg is getting activated now. Exhale to the right, lift that left knee, left hand, come on down. And the next time we do this, we're going to rotate the left leg onto the block. Lean to the right, right leg strong, eyes find a nice still point, keep breathing and smiling. Lift the left knee and then rotate the left knee and put the left foot on your block. One arm up, fingertip control on the chair and maybe lifting the other if you feel stable. Good, excellent. Smile. We've got to make balance a smiling issue, even when it's challenging. Slowly come down. And for those who want to, you can take that left foot and bring it against the thigh, the calf muscle. You can hold the chair if you like. Beautiful. So again, we're making life harder for ourselves on purpose so we get better at balance. So we learn to balance. We train to balance. Balance is a skill to practice and learn. All right, those who want to go higher, lean into that left leg. Lift the right knee, so we're going to go up higher. The goal is to try and get that right leg on the chair if we can. If not, stay with the block. The next time you lift, rotate that foot onto the chair. Now there's a big difference between the block and the chair, wouldn't you say? Quite a big height difference. So some of you might train firstly with one block and then put a second block so you start to get up higher. And over time, as the hip opens up, you'll be able to get it up as high as the chair. Lifting the left arm, feel your balance. Some of you are going to feel comfortable enough to take the hand off the chair or the wall. That's it, very good. Breathe. Eyes are steady. Smile. There you go. Now if you want to try the full variation of tree pose, you can hold onto the chair with the right hand and bring the left foot up against the thigh above the knee joint. And then you're really balancing on that one leg, adding a lot of strength to that leg. I think it's time to rest, don't you? Yeah. All right, we worked hard there, folks. So let's come back to the chair. Stand in front of your seat, bend the knees, push the hips back, and gently come down. Close the eyes and notice how you feel. Lift the corners of the mouth, come into your Mona Lisa smile. Feel the breath slow down. Relax the shoulders, the hands. Smile again if the smile is gone. So the smile helps the face relax. Notice how you're breathing. Notice if the breath feels sweet. Breathe in gently, without straining. Slow the breath down. And just for a moment, reflect on what was the most useful thing that you picked up in today's class that will help you through the week. So we always want to take something away from a yoga class. No matter how good or bad the instructor is there something that you picked up that you'll be able to find useful in your week ahead? Bring your hands together at the chest in gratitude for sharing this time with each other, practicing. Namaste. Thank you. If you'd like to stay and ask a few questions, now's a great time.